In present video, I am going to explain about sixth problem from Consignment Accounts topic. I am making this video for degree students. So previous videos links are available in the description box. Let us see the question first.
Unique cloth merchants of Mumbai purchased 10,000 meters of cloth for 2 lakh rupees, of which 5,000 meters were sent on consignment to Desai of Agra. Consignor's expenses amounted to 4,500 rupees. Desai is entitled to a commission of 4% on total sale proceeds plus a further 2% on any surplus price realized over cost price. He is also allowed a Del Creditor commission 1% on total sales. Desai sold 4,000 meters at an average price of 32 rupees per meter. 3,500 meters are sold for cash and 500 meters are sold on credit. Desai's expenses: salary 2,000 rupees, service charges 500 rupees, port duty 800 rupees. One customer owing 2,000 rupees failed to pay because of insolvency, and another customer deducted 200 rupees because of dispute regarding quality. Other customers paid the amount on due dates. Desai took 200 meters of cloth at the rate of 17 rupees per meter for his personal use. Owing to fall in market price, the inventories of cloth in hand is to be reduced by 10%. Desai remitted the amount due by means of bank draft. Prepare necessary accounts in the books of consignor and consignee. This is the question. Let us see the solution for this.
I have written all important points of this problem on the board. See, Unique Cloth Merchant, they are running their business in Mumbai. So they purchased 10,000 meters cloth for 2 lakh rupees. So 1 meter price is 2 lakh rupees divided by 10,000 meters is equal 20 rupees. Out of this, 5,000 meters they sent to Agra on consignment basis to one agent known as Desai. Here, Unique Cloth Merchant is known as consignor because they are sending goods on consignment basis. Desai is known as consignee. To send these goods, consignor incurred 4,500 rupees expenditure. Consignee received the consignment and he sold 3,500 meters of cloth for cash. So 1 meter he sold at the rate of 32 rupees. So cash sale is 3,500 meters into 32 rupees, 1,12,000 rupees. 500 meters of cloth is sold on credit. So price is same, 32 rupees per meter. So credit sale amount is 16,000 rupees. Total sale amount is 1,28,000 rupees. So to sell these goods, consignee also incurred some expenses. Salary expenditure 2,000, service charges 500, port duty 800, total 3,300 rupees. Credit sale amount is 16,000 rupees now. Out of this, 2,000 is not received due to the insolvency of the customer. So it became a bad debt. Next, one customer reduced 200 rupees while paying the amount because of some dispute regarding quality of the goods. Then remaining customers paid the amounts on the due date. Next, consignor sent 5,000 meters of cloth. Consignee sold 3,500 plus 500, total 4,000 meters of cloth. So with the consignee, 1,000 meters unsold stock is there now. From this, consignee took 200 meters for personal. So 1 meter at the rate of 17 rupees he took. So unsold stock with the consignee is 800 meters now. And he is giving that due to the fall in market price, this unsold stock value we should reduce by 10%. And the final due amount is paid by consignee to consignor through a bank draft. And what is the benefit to consignee? Consignor has given commissions to consignee on sales. 4% on total sales amount, 2% on surplus, 1% Del Creditor commission. So with this information, he is asking us to prepare ledger of consignor and consignee. First, ledger of consignor, Unique Cloth Merchants. In consignor's books, we have to prepare 3 accounts. Consignment account, consignee is living in Agra now, so add that word Agra consignment account, consignee's account, Desai account, goods sent on consignment account. So first account is a nominal account and it is prepared to know the profit or loss in consignment business. Second account is a personal account. It is prepared to know the final due amount from consignee. Third account is a real account. It is prepared to know about the details of goods. We are preparing ledger of unique cloth merchants now, consignor. So analyze all the transactions from consignor's point of view. First what happened? They purchased 10,000 meters of cloth for 2 lakh rupees. So it is not related to consignment business now. Now we are preparing consignment accounts. Therefore, no need to write this one. Next, 5,000 meters of cloth is sent on consignment at the rate of 20 rupees per meter. So this is consignment business related transaction. What is the journal entry for this? Consignment account data to goods sent on consignment account. So in consignment account debit side we should post. In goods sent on consignment account credit side we should post. I am not explaining how this entry is coming because in previous videos I explained that. 2. Goods sent on consignment account. 5,000 meters are sent at the rate of 20 rupees each. How this 20 rupees coming? 2 lakh divided by 10,000 meters. 1 lakh rupees. Next what happened? To send these goods, consignor incurred expenditure 4,500. Consignment account is a nominal account. So while preparing this account, nominal account rule we follow. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So consignment business related expenditure we have to show on debit side now 4,500. If they pay in cash form, here we should write to cash. My assumption is they are paying this amount through a check. Therefore, I am writing bank. So what is the journal entry for consignor's expenses in consignor's books? Agra consignment account data to bank account. Bank account we are not preparing. Therefore, no need to show second time posting. Next what happened? Consignee sold the goods for 1,28,000 rupees. In this, cash sale is 1,12,000, credit sale is 16,000. So in consignor's books, you need not to show this separately. Total sales amount only for one time we should show. So for this total sales amount, now consignee is a debtor to us. So we are analyzing from consignor's point of view now. Consignee sold the goods. In future, he has to pay that amount to consignor. So to consignor, consignee is becoming a debtor. Debtor means asset. Asset shows a debit balance. Therefore, in journal entry, Desai account should be debited. 2. In consignment account, credit side we have to show sales because sale means income. Incomes we have to show on credit side. No? Means we have to credit Agra consignment account. So this is the entry for sales. Amount is 1,28,000 rupees. So in Agra consignment account, credit side we have to post now by Desai account. Sales amount 1,28,000 rupees. We are preparing Desai account also. In his account, we have to show on debit side. To Agra consignment account 1,28,000 rupees. Next, consignee's expenditure 3,300. So for consignment business, this is an expenditure. Expenditure debit side we have to show 3,300. What to write in particulars column? For consignee's expenditure, what is the journal entry in consignor's books? In previous videos I explained. Consignment account data to consignee's account. So Agra consignment account data to Desai account. In Agra consignment account debit side we should post to Desai account. In Desai account credit side we should post by Agra consignment account 3,300. Next comes to commission. So for consignment business, commission is an expenditure. Expenditure debit side we have to show and the amount we have to calculate. We calculate in working notes. Calculation of commission. See, 3 commissions are there. 4% on total sales. Total sales amount is 1,28,000. 1,28,000 rupees on that 4% is equal to 5,120. Next, 2% commission on surplus. Surplus means 1 meter cost price is 20 rupees and 1 meter sales price is 32 rupees. So 32 rupees minus 20 rupees. 12 rupee is the surplus price on 1 meter. So how many meters are sold by consignee? 3500 plus 500, 4000 meters. So 4000 meters into 12 rupees. 48,000 rupees known as surplus sale. So on this surplus amount, 2% is given by consignor to consignee as commission. 2% of 48,000 rupees is 960 rupees. Third commission, 1% calculator commission. So there is no proper information here. Means on total sales only we should calculate calculator commission. So total sales amount 1,28,000 rupees. On that 1% is 1280. So add these three commissions. Total commission amount is 7,360. Debit side we have to show now. 7,360. To whom we have to pay this commission? To Desai. So for this commission amount, Desai becomes a creditor. So what is the journal entry in consignor's books for consignee's commission? Agra consignment account debtor to Desai account. So why consignment account is debited? Because commission is an expenditure in consignment account. Debit side I want to show. Why Desai account is credited? Because he is a creditor. Liability. Liability shows a credit balance. To Desai account. In Desai account, credit side by Agra consignment account. Next, bad debts 2000 rupees. So bad debt is a loss, but who should bear this loss? Consignor is giving del credit commission to consignee. In that case, consignee has to bear this 2000 rupees bad debt loss. So in consignor's books, we need not to show this 2000 anywhere. Next, there is a dispute regarding quality of the product, and one debtor reduced 200 rupees because he is not satisfied with the quality. Who should bear this loss? Consignor only. So consignee has to pay this amount of 1,28,000 rupees. From that, consignee deducts this 200 and the remaining amount only consignee pays to us. There is no relationship between bad debts and this loss. So bad debt is related to del credit commission now. So as del credit commission is allowed, consignor need not to bear bad debt loss. But this 200 rupees is not bad debt. So consignor is responsible even though he is allowing del credit commission to consignee. So in consignor's books only we have to show this 200 rupees as loss. Losses in consignment account, this side we should show debit side. So debit side 200 rupees. And what to write here? See, this is the sales entry. No? In sales entry, Desai account is debited with how much? 1,28,000 rupees. Means Desai has to pay 1,28,000 rupees. Desai is a debtor for 1,28,000 rupees. But this 200 he is not going to pay. Means from this debtor amount, 200 we should reduce. Means with the 200 we have to credit this side. And which account we should debit? In consignment account, debit side I wrote. Means consignment account should be debited. So what is the entry for this 200 loss? Agra consignment account debtor to Desai account. So in consignment account, debit side we should post to Desai account. In Desai account, credit side by Agra consignment account. Next, 200 meters are taken by the consignee for his personal use. So this is also just like sales. Sales we said we show credit side. Unsold stock we said we show credit side. When consignee takes some material for his personal use, that amount also we have to show on credit side of consignment account. So what to write in particular column? Consignee's name. Because consignee is taking means consignee has to pay that amount to consignor. So to consignor, consignee is becoming a debtor. Debtor means asset we should debit. So what is the entry for this amount? Consignee's account, Desai account debtor to Agra consignment account. So in Agra consignment account credit side by Desai account. In Desai account debit side to Agra consignment account. Now amount we should calculate. Consignee has taken 200 meters at the rate of 17 rupees each. multiply this to 3,400. Here also same. So remember, this is a new transaction. If consignee takes some material for his personal use, entry is consignee account data to consignment account. Next come to unsold stock value. First unsold stock quantity we observe. 10,000 meters are purchased by unique cloth merchant. 5,000 meters are sent by consignor to consignee on consignment basis. This 5,000 meters only we should consider. In this 5,000 meters, consignee sold 4,000 meters. So remaining quantity is 1,000 meters. From that, consignee took 200 meters for his personal. So 1000 meters minus 200 is equal to 800 meters. So unsold stock with the consignee is 800 meters. So this unsold stock quantity value we should calculate now. Unsold stock value. Cost of unsold stock. Unsold stock quantity 800 meters now. 1 meter cost price is 20 rupees. Multiply this to 16,000. To this, direct expenses of consignor, direct expenses of consignee we should add. So consignment expenses are of two types: direct expenses, indirect expenses. Direct expenditure means one-time expenditure. Indirect expenditure means recurring expenditure, repeated expenditure. So consignor expenses are always direct expenses because these goods only for one time he is sending. Therefore, consignor expenses 4,500 will be incurred only for one time. So this is direct expenditure we should add. Don't add total 4,500 because 4,500 is spent on total goods 5,000 meters. So we are calculating unsold stock value 800 meters value. So 800 meters worth the expenses only we should take. That is called proportionate. So proportionate direct expenses of unique cloth merchants. On 5,000 meters, if they incurred 4,500 expenditure, on 800 meters, how much? So 4,500 divided by 5,000 into 800 is equal to 720. On 800 meters, consignor's expenditure is 720. For consignee also same. Proportionate direct expenses of Desai. On 5,000 meters, Desai incurred 3,300. In this, only direct expenditure we should consider now. Salary. Every month he pays to sales staff. Means it is repeated expenditure. Indirect expenditure. Don't consider that. Service charges is also an indirect expenditure. Don't consider. Port duty. So these goods come to port only for one time. Then to take the delivery of these goods, Desai pays some amount to port authorities only for one time. So this is direct expenditure. So that 800 only we should consider here. 800 is on 5,000 meters. On 5,000 meters, if expenditure is 800, on 800 meters, how much? 800 divided by 5,000 into 800 is equal to 128. So if you add these three amounts, total is 16,848. Unsold stock cost price is 16,848. Don't write that amount here. In previous problems, we used to take directly in consignment account. But here, he is giving one point. So due to fall in market price, unsold stock value we should reduce by 10%. Means 10% of this value we should reduce. Market price is 16,848 minus 10% of 16,848 is equal to 15,163 rupees. So this is market price of unsold stock. Cost price is 16,848. So in accounts, we follow concepts and conventions. No? There is one convention known as conservatism or prudence. This convention says that in case of current assets, cost price or market price which is lower, that price only we should consider. So market price is less than cost price. Therefore, market price is to be considered as unsold stock value. So instead of writing 16,848, Write down 15,163 rupees as unsold stock. In consignment account, credit side it comes. Because what is the journal entry for unsold stock? Consignment stock account data to consignment account. So consignment account is created, therefore credit side by consignment stock we should write. Finally, find out the profit or loss in consignment business. Credit total is 1,46,563. Debit total 1,15,360. Difference 31,203. Debit side total is less. So debit side you have to write this answer. 31,203. Credit side we wrote incomes. Debit side expenditure. Income is more than expenditure. Therefore the difference is known as profit. So in consignment business there is a profit of 31,203. For this you should write to profit and loss account. Two sides put the highest total 1,46,563. With this consignment account is completed. Come to consignee's account. Consignee sold our goods for 1,28,000 rupees. Consignee should pay this amount. Consignee has taken some goods for personal use now for 3,400. That amount also you should pay to us. For these two amounts, Desai is a debtor to us. And his expenditure 3,300 he deducts from this. His commission he deducts 200. Finally we have to pay, no? He need not to pay. So the remaining amount finally consignee should pay to us. So the due amount we should calculate. Debit total is more than credit total. In rough notes, find out the totals of these two sides. Debit total is 1,31,400. Credit side total 10,860. Difference 1,20,540. This is the due amount consignee should pay to us. And he paid that amount through a bank draft. Therefore, bank word we should write. This side where the total is less. Credit side 1,20,540 by bank account. Two sides put the highest total. Next come to goods sent on consignment account. See the entry for this. When goods are sent on consignment, entry is Agra consignment account data to goods sent on consignment account. So in consignment account, debit side. In goods sent on consignment account, credit side we should post. By Agra consignment account, amount is 1 lakh rupees. By transferring to trading account, we have to close this account. So debit side write down to trading account 1 lakh rupees. Two sides put the totals. So ledger of consignor is completed. Now ledger of consignee, ledger of Desai. Ledger of Desai in brackets consignee. So consignee prepares only one account, that is consignor's account, unique cloth merchant's account. So think from consignee's point of view, because in consignee's books we are preparing ledger now. First what happened? Consignee received 5,000 meters cloth from consignor on consignment basis. So this information consignee records in stock register. Therefore in consignment accounts no need to write any entry for this. Next, consignor expenditure 4,500. So for consignor's expenses in consignee's books we need not to write any entry. Next, consignee sold these goods for 1,28,000 rupees. For sales, consignee has to write the entry. 1,12,000 is cash sale. So from customers, if consignee is taking cash, we should debit cash. Suppose customers paid this amount through bank, through DD, through check, etc. In that case, we should debit bank account. Bank account data means my assumption is customers are paying this amount through a check. Amount 1,12,000 rupees. 16,000 is credit sale. So for credit sale entry is debtors account debtor 2. Otherwise customers account debtor 2. So you can write debtors or customers. I am writing debtors. Why I am debiting debtors account? Because debtor means an asset. Asset shows a debit balance. Therefore I am debiting debtors. So total 1,28,000 rupees. This is not our sale. If it is our sale, we can credit sales account here. But In favor of unique cloth merchants, we are selling no. So this is their amount. In future, we are to remit to them. Means to us, to Desai. Now, unique cloth merchants become a creditor. So creditor means liability. Liability shows a credit balance. Therefore, we should credit unique cloth merchants account with 1,28,000 rupees. This is the entry for sales in consignee books. Now, unique cloth merchant account is credited. Therefore, in this account, credit side we should post. We debited two accounts now. Write down those two accounts here. By bank account, 1,12,000 rupees. By debtors account, 16,000 rupees. Next, what happened? Consignee's expenditure 3,300. If consignee paid this amount in the form of cash, we should credit cash account. If consignee pays this amount through a check, DD, etc., we should credit bank account. And which account we should debit? At present, we are paying. In future, we should collect this amount from unique cloth merchants, consignor. So for this amount, consignor is becoming a debtor because money should come from them. Debtor means asset, we should debit asset because asset shows a debit balance. So for this expenditure in consignee's books entry is unique cloth merchant account debtor to bank account. In unique cloth merchant's account, debit side we should post to bank account 3,300. Next, bad debt 2,000 rupees. Consignee is taking del credit commission. In that case, consignee only should bear this bad debt loss. Next, customer is not paying 200 rupees. So who should bear this? Consignor. So in this 16,000 rupees, 2,000 is not going to come. This 200 is also not going to come. Remaining amount, debtors paid to us. For this, we should write the entry now. If debtors pay this remaining amount in cash, we should debit cash account. If they pay through check, DD, etc., we should debit bank account. My assumption is they paid this amount through check. So bank account data. How much debtor should pay? 16,000 rupees. In this, one customer became insolvent. He is not going to pay 2,000 rupees. One customer, due to poor quality of the goods, he reduced 200 rupees. So 2,200 is not going to come from 16,000. Then remaining amount is 13,800 rupees. Next, bad debt loss. Finally, consignee has to bear. Means in consignee books only we should write this 2,000 as bad debt. So bad debt is a loss. Losses come under nominal account. Nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So loss we should debit, bad debts we should debit. Debit bad debts account. Bad debts account data. Amount 2,000 rupees. Next, come to this 200. Consignor should bear this 200 loss. We need not to bear. See the sales entry. In sales entry, we credited consignor's account with 1,28,000 rupees. Means in books we wrote that we have to pay 1,28,000 rupees to consignor. Consignor is a creditor for 1,28,000 rupees. Now 200 we need not to pay. So from this creditor account 200 we have to cancel now. How we created creditor account? By crediting unique cloth merchants account. If you want to cancel 200, you have to debit unique cloth merchants accounts with 200 rupees. So unique cloth merchants account data 200 rupees. 2. In sales entry we debited debtors account. Means from debtors 16,000 should come. And how they settle the amount we clearly shown here. Now there is no debtor. Because in 16,000 rupees, 13,800 came, 2,000 is not going to come, we transferred that amount to bad debt account, 200 is not going to come, that amount we charged to consignor's account. So now there is no debtors in Desai's accounts. Therefore, debtors account we have to cancel. How we created debtors account? By debiting. If you want to cancel, you have to credit. Debtors account we should credit with 16,000 rupees. Now this entry we have to post in unique cloth merchants account. See, unique cloth merchants account is debited. Therefore, in their account, debit side we should post this entry. Debit side 2. What to write? Credit account name. Credit account name is debtors account. To debtors account. But don't write 16,000 rupees. Because in unique cloth merchants accounts we are posting this entry. No. Therefore, their amount 200 only we should write here. Next come to this one. So from this consignment stock, consignee took 200 meters at the rate of 17 rupees per meter. Suppose he purchased these goods from outside. Then what is the entry for that? Purchases account debtor to cash, or purchases account debtor to bank, or purchases account debtor to supplier. So instead of buying from outside, from consignor stock he is taking. So this is also just like purchases. No? So therefore purchases account we should debit. Purchases account debtor amount we calculated in consignor's books. 3,400 came 200 meters into 17 rupees. 2. In sales entry, we wrote that to unique cloth merchants, we have to pay 1,28,000 rupees. So they are creditors for 1,28,000 rupees. Not only for this, even for 3,400 also they become creditors. Because their goods we are taking, no, we have to pay to them in future. Therefore, credit a unique cloth merchants account with 3,400 rupees. Post this entry here. Unique cloth merchants account is created. Therefore, credit side we should post. By purchases account 3,400. Next come to commission. So commission to consignee, it is an income. So incomes are nominal accounts. Nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So commission, income, no, therefore we should credit. And from whom we should receive this commission? From consignor. So consignor is a debtor for this commission amount. Debtor means asset, we should debit. Therefore, entry is unique cloth merchants account debtor to commission account. In unique cloth merchants account, debit side we should post. To commission account. Amount we have calculated in consignor's books now, 7,360 rupees. So everything is completed. Finally, we have to balance this account. Credit total is more than debit total. Credit total minus debit total is equal to 1,20,540. We said we should write debit total is less. So debit side write on this amount. What is the meaning of this amount? We sold consignor's goods. So for cash 1,12,000, on credit 16,000. These two amounts we have to pay to consignor. For these two amounts, consignor is a debtor. We have to pay 3,400 rupees to consignor because 200 meters we took from him, and our expenses we deduct from this due amount. Consignor has to pay this 200 rupees loss. Our commission we deduct from this due amount. Final amount we have to pay to consignor. How we paid? Through bank draft. Therefore, for this answer you have to write to bank account. Finally, put the totals on two sides. Highest total 1,31,400. So ledger of consignee is also completed. So this is all about sixth problem from consignment topic. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.